Hello and welcome to the craft room here in my 1902 farmhouse. My name is Alicia with Country Mama Musings, and today we're getting together to work on block number 47 for our Heirloom Afghan crochet along. This is the ripple stitch. So grab your size H crochet hook, whatever color you've determined to be color C, and let's get started. For today's block number 47, the ripple stitch, we're going to be using color C. For me, that is teal, so we're going to start here with a slip knot, leaving a nice long tail to sew in later, and our size H crochet hook, and we're going to chain 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24, 25, and 26. Let's move on to row 1. For row 1, we're going to single crochet and 2 double crochet in the second chain from the hook. So not counting the loop that's on our hook, here's our first chain and here's our second chain. We're going to go ahead and work a single crochet and 2 double crochet in that stitch. You know, before we move on any further, I did receive an email from a viewer and they wanted to know how come when I'm working in the chains, sometimes I just go through one strand of yarn and sometimes I'll pick up 2 strands of yarn. They were trying to figure that out. And here's the best answer that I could come up with. For this particular project that we're working on, we're going to be adding our edging. So I'm really not too concerned how this looks down here. And I kind of like to just pick my battles. So sometimes if it's easier for me to just pick up 1, then I'll pick up 1. If it's easier for my hook to go through a stitch and pick up 2, I'll pick up 2. That's on my starting chain only. If there are projects that I'm working on that are not going to have an edging, I like to work in the bar on the back because that creates a really pretty edge for our work. But for these squares, we're going to add an edging anyway, so it doesn't matter. And like I shared with that viewer who wrote to me, I just kind of like to pick my battles. So it doesn't matter here on this chain that we're working into for row 1, whether you get 1 loop or 2 loops. But it does matter when we actually work our rows after this. So when I tell you to make sure you get both the front loop and the back loop, make sure you do that. So having said that, and thank you to our viewer for asking me that question. She was quite perplexed, and I knew somebody was going to pick up on it. But for now, we're just going to work into our chains as best we can as we go. Moving on here with row 1, we're going to skip 1, skip 2. Going to our next one here, we're going to repeat that same stitch sequence. So a single crochet here, followed by 2 double crochets. Here's 1 and 2. No chains in between. We're just going to keep working as we go. We're going to skip 1, skip 2, go to our next, and repeat that same sequence of a single crochet followed by 2 double crochet. I'm going to keep working all the way down my chain. I'll meet up with you here at the end. I'm here to the end of our chain, and I'm going to go ahead and skip 1, skip 2, and I'm just going to single crochet right here in the very last chain. Let's move on to row 2. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work. We're going to repeat that same stitch pattern on this row as well. Right here in this very first single crochet, we're going to enter that stitch, again making sure now we get both the front loop and the back loop, and complete a single crochet followed by 2 double crochet. There's 1 and there's 2. We're going to go to our next single crochet, which is right here. So here we had 2 double crochets. Skip that double crochet, skip that double crochet, go right here to this single crochet, enter that stitch, making sure you get the front loop and the back loop, complete a single crochet and 2 double crochet. 1 and 2. One more time, we're going to skip that double crochet, skip that double crochet, go here to our single crochet and complete a single crochet followed by 2 double crochet. 1 and 2. I'm going to complete this pattern to the end of our row, and I'll meet up with you there. Here's a first double crochet and our second double crochet, and we've got one single crochet left. It's right here at the very end of our row. We're just going to place a single crochet in that single crochet. So look at where your stitches are, because they're kind of turned funny on this back side. Here's a double crochet we're going to skip, double crochet we're going to skip. Here's the loop right here for our single crochet. When you place your hook in here, make sure you get that front loop and the back loop. It's kind of twisted funny because it's where we turned. We've got a chain down here and then we did our stitch. So make sure that you get that. Let's move on to row 3. Hey, are you enjoying putting together all of the beautiful heirloom sampler blocks for our heirloom Afghan crochet along? If so, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, check out the playlist that has all of the videos for every block for our crochet along, and be sure to share the video with your friends that like to crochet. Okay, let's get back to our project for this week. For row 3, and each row until we're done, we're simply going to chain 1 and turn our work and repeat what we've been doing. And you can see we've got these pretty little scallops, these ripples that we're going to be creating as we work. Again, right here to our very first single crochet, place a single crochet followed by 2 double crochet. There's 1 and 2. Skip that double crochet, skip that double crochet. Right here's our single crochet, placing a single crochet followed by a double crochet and a double crochet. One more time, skip the double, go into the single with a single, followed by 2 double crochet. There's 1 and here's 2. So complete this for this next row and in each subsequent row until your square measures approximately 7 inches square. I'm going to finish this up and I'll meet up with you when my block is just about ready to be done. I wanted to pop in partway through on our block here and just double check with you to see how your progress is going. You should have nice even edges here. If your work is starting to taper in, go back and count your stitches. You may have missed one. If your work is starting to taper out a little bit, it may be that you've added an extra stitch or 2. Go back until you find where you've got the correct number of stitches and everything looks good again, and then start from that point. But you don't want it to go in or out. You want a nice square block. I'm going to continue on with my rows and meet up with you when I get ready to finish off. Coming up here to what I'm thinking is going to be my last row of this fun little ripple stitch. Let me go ahead and put a couple of chains in there to secure that. And let's look at the way that we had tried in the past to see how this looks. If you take your work and fold it over to make a triangle, if it just makes a perfect little triangle there, chances are you're square. This one looks really good. Let's go ahead and compare this to one of our earlier squares. We've got a square here. Actually, let's turn it over upside down. I don't have the edging on this one yet. And comparatively, by the time this one stretches out just a little bit, I think we're right where we need to be. So go ahead and work round 1 of your edging in the same color and then finish off. And then do round 2 of your edging with the color that you're going to be using to put your entire Afghan together. Secure all of your ends, and once you're done, there's only one thing left to do, and that's get a little tag here, add it to your work, and mark it as week number 47, the ripple stitch in color C. Well, that's all for today here at the farm. Thank you so much for joining me. Until I see you again next time, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.